That's it. That's the first one. Then we have the freedom one, that is the freedom you have to study how the program works and change it to make it do what you wish. I mean, access to the source code is a precondition for this. So that's something that we can also adapt in our case. And the freedom one would be the freedom you have to understand how the materials are done and also change them in order to make them better. So you should have the freedom to get that book, understand how the creators of the book created that book, and then change it in order to make it better for you. You should have that freedom. So if you buy a CD or if you buy a book, you should have also the freedom to understand how they have done that book, for example, and then change some things that you would like to change in order to make it better. It would be the freedom one, the second one. Then we have the freedom two, that is the freedom to redistribute copies of that material. So you should also have the freedom to get that book and then redistribute the copies of that book. I mean, in this case, that's something like that we could call basic in the aspects that we have mentioned here. And the last one would be the freedom zero, that is the freedom you have to distribute copies of your modified versions. So once you have, the last one is the freedom you have to distribute the copies, but of your modified versions. So let's think that, for example, I have created a book for studying English and I give it to you. So you have the freedom zero, that is the freedom to use that book that I have given you. Then you have the freedom one, that is the one that gives you the possibility to take that book that I have given you, then read it, understand how you can make it better and change things. So you receive the book, you study the book, you use it, and then you change things to make it better. Then we have the freedom one, that is the freedom you have to redistribute those copies. So you have received the book from me, and you also have the possibility to give it to your neighbor, for example, or to your friend. That's the freedom two. And then at the end, as you have the possibility to modify the book that I have given you, you can also take that book that you have modified and give it to someone else. So those are the basic freedoms we have here. First of all, we also have to understand that we are not saying that all those books that you receive from big companies or from universities are bad. Of course, those books are really, really good. But what we are saying is that as we have some problems, I mean, those problems that we have mentioned, and if you cannot get a book, there should be an alternative. There should be another possibility. And the possibility that should be there is the one that I'm going to show you. That is how we can work together, how can we fix those problems. So Mükemmel English wants to start working on that and wants to change those conditions and maybe solve those problems. So in order to do it, we have to identify three different groups of people. So something that we have called the core, the developers, and the users. So the core is the people that is working in the groups. So imagine that you are in one of those groups that you can see here in your screen, and you and three people more are working on a project. So for example, let's think that you are working on a mathematics book, for example. So you work on that, and then once you have a first version of it, you share it with the rest of the groups. So they receive your versions, they have a look of it, and then they change it and they improve it, and they tell you what is working bad or what is working good. They tell you the mistake they have found, that you receive that feedback, and then you can work on that, and they can also help you. So you will have people all over the world, if you are using internet of course, working with you. So everyone, I mean, all those groups would be cores, like the groups that are studying and the groups that are working on a single project. Those would be the cores. Then we would have the developers, that are the people that use your materials, that use your books or your compact discs, whatever. They use your materials and they tell you what they would like to have. So they are users that give you feedback constantly. They tell you, I would like to share that thing, I would like to include those things. Those are the developers. And then at the end we have the users, that are the people that simply use the materials but they don't give feedback. So what we would like to tell you here is that you perfectly have the power to continue studying, of course, and also to affect the general process, I mean the learning one. So you can keep in contact with, for example, with us, with the Mükemmel English, and also you should continue in contact with the programs in the university in order to study how they work and in order to make them better. It doesn't matter if you're not studying philology. The only important thing here is to have time and also to have the desire of analyzing all the processes and also tell what would you like to see. In general terms, that's what I wanted to tell you. Of course, there are thousands of things that we still have to check, and there are thousands of things that we should change, of course. But that's the process that we want to create in our groups. Don't forget something that I have said before. Everything can be improved. Nothing's completed. So this project that we are presenting to you right now can be perfectly changed, and it is not ours. I mean, this project is also yours, so you can your opinions are really important for all of us, so you can tell us whatever you want about it. Also, I would like to thank you for participating in the Alex course, in the virtual Alex course. It's been a really good experience for all of us, and it's something that we will remember for a long time. So at the end of that presentation I will give you some information, but also I would like to receive information from you about the course and how you feel in general terms about the course, and what kind of things you would like to include in the future. So it was basically what I wanted to say. As I said, this is our URL where you can find more information about the project and where you can start working with us if you want, or where you can also give us your feedback. Here in the page you can find this contact form where you can give us your name and also your general comments about the whole thing. So as I said, everything can be improved, nothing's completed. Özgürlük için for freedom. Thank you so much, and we will be seeing each other coming soon. Thank you.